Co-creators and catalysts. We are here in Cambridge at CCTV, hanging out, doing our 8:30 spot. So happy to be here tonight with Travla of Popular Lifestyle. Travla, you want to say hello?
What's popular? Traveler TC here to snore with a bundle up is freezing. Mr. Popular by the man, M-Man stand up, new day, new way, no complaints. Steph Curry on 30 dinner rolls.
That's my man. All right, so we're gonna get this show kicked off. So let's talk a little bit about CoCreateX. In the spirit of our buddy Mac, who always starts off so professionally. Let's give it a quick second about what is CoCreateX. So we're a community of people that help each other with projects. Everything from Pinewood Derby cars, kids doing Pinewood Derby cars, making lemonade stands, learning technology for the first time, all the way up to adults looking to launch rockets and make medical devices. And ultimately, additionally, we've got adults and people of all ages who are artistic and interested in making music. So Travla, why don't you just tell us a little bit about CoCreateX from your own eyes. And how you feel about making music with CoCreateX.
Yeah, most definitely. I believe CoCreateX is a community of people that will essentially enable to help people, right? So that's exactly what I feel, and they're doing a great job, awesome job with that. And in regards to me being here as well, and shout out to everybody that's out there that's checking in. Y'all should call in too.
Oh yeah, and actually we're going to try something different tonight, which is if you call us, we will answer the phone. Whereas last time we got some calls and we didn't quite answer the phone. So we'll keep an eye for the blinking light. So anyway, we're going to start the program off tonight with some thank yous. We've been in Boston now for almost a whole month, which means that we have a lot of thank yous to get through this evening. So first, we're going to switch over to the website and kind of show everybody, kind of what we're looking at. Here are a bunch of thank yous, from the last few days. Let's start with the ones that are here at the top. So we're going to ultimately check out Zach's thank you. So Zach is one of our team members. He has been with us here in Boston for the last week or so. He's been helping in every way, making our tokens, which are soon to be launched. He's been, cooking and helping out with the team, just being a great guy to live with and move around with, and we've been having a super fun time. Let's also talk a little bit about Liz. Liz has been with us now for about a week. She actually just departed last night, but she has been wonderful, and we've been so thankful to have Liz around as well. So here's a great thank you to Liz for coming to Boston and creating with us, and for sharing your artful love of coffee crafting. There's nothing better than traveling with a barista and a professional cook, or I should say chef, because it definitely makes the experience more enjoyable for everybody. But we all do dishes, and we all pick up, and we all help each other with what it is we love to do, so that it never feels like work. All right, let's give Kate a quick shout out. So our friend Kate has been working super hard. She's been crushing it with social media. She has been, just really being the best. And we love this. We love this. Thank you to Kate, which is like a bus. So thank you, Kate, for being here. Being so good at your process, your operations, and for helping us out so spectacularly. To my mother, Mary Angela, who has been incredibly nice to let us use her house. And ultimately, stay and not be too disruptive of the neighborhood as we're playing music and doing what we do. And so we just really appreciate you, Mom, for everything. And lots of thank yous to my mom. Here's one from, actually, let's do this one. This is my mom, Mary Angela, in front of Mattis Yahoo's bus. During one of his kind of winter concerts. So thank you, Mom, for everything. And then finally, just to do our sort of featured thank you of the week, I really wanted to actually thank Travla for so kindly writing us a thank you, and ultimately thanking the entire CoCreateX team, for building, designing, developing. We've been helping Travla build his website for Popular Lifestyle, and we've been having a really, really great time. So thank you, Travla, so much for ultimately, being with us, for signing up for the website, and for using it to thank CoCreateX and the whole team. So that being said, it's really exciting to have you on tonight to talk about some of your music. And really what it is that kind of got you into the music, and making these wonderful wonderful anthems that I've been listening to so often, that have really been helping me even to express and understand the emotions that I feel as I'm building CoCreateX with my team members, and doing everything we do. So let's talk a little bit maybe first just about kind of how some of your, let's talk about how your life makes its way into your music. How your feelings go from your feelings and your imaginations go from thoughts to rhymes and songs. What's your process?
I mean, the process is just going through life in general. That's really my only process, and every day I write the book. So that's about it.
And where do you write down your songs, or do you just keep them in your head? Do you keep notebooks? What's your medium? What do you write on?
Well, usually I have them in my head, and then of course we have these cellular devices or whatnot, so I use that to kind of jot down whatever it is that is inside that I want to let out, and then go to the studio.
Awesome. Well, so maybe just one real quick observation. So, I'm an engineer, and I like to build stuff, and I'm always imagining things. And so, when I'm imagining things, I often have my head down, right? I'm looking at something, I'm thinking about something, right? I'm in this position most of the time. And Travla, I've really noticed about you that you're the kind of guy who walks around with his head up, right? You're looking at the world, you're taking it all in. Where would you say you got your sort of tremendous powers of honest observation, right, and clarity in what it is that you see?
Just being myself and just doing what I love to do, which is be me. There's really no other explanation for it. It's nothing that I've learned. It's just something that I've done for a long time.
We are the way we are, and Travla, you are a great person. So let's start with one of your songs. We're gonna switch it over to Finesse, and we're gonna kick it off. Here we go. All right, we got a call. Hang on a second. We're gonna pause the music. All right, we had a caller. We're gonna hang up with this caller though. All right, back to Travla.
Working, we finessing, yeah. We've been working, we finessing, yeah. Riding non-stop, climbing up the charts, stirring up the pots, sucking in watch. We've been working, we finessing, yeah. We've been working, we finessing, We finessing, I'm finessing. Gotta sit and thank God, it's a blessing. I've been contemplating, make my next move, my best move. Oh yeah, taking flight, 23 shoes. Say they understand me, but I overstand. I ain't really got it, homie, I done took the chance. Riding on my path, multiplying, doing math, dropping off the dead weight. Now I'm winning, that's the bag. I can see it in your posture, everything monster.
All right, so Travla, let's talk a little bit about this song, Finesse. So, one of the things that I really like about your music is that it details for me in many ways, what it feels like to be working really hard to build something that I care about. And you've got a lot of songs that are about, grinding and working and hanging in there and, climbing up and climbing out. But this song, Finesse, to me brings sort of another level of maturity to what it takes to build something, right? There's a difference between, finessing something, right? And running through it like a dump truck. So just, tell us a little bit about Finesse and what it means to you.
Yeah, finesse, I mean, to me, it just means that you're out here working hard to accomplish whatever dreams it is you see. And basically, I'm finessing and you're finessing and we're all finessing. And that's how I, interpret it.
which is just so cool. And you know, like I said, you know, to me it really means that not only are you working as hard as you can work, but you're working as hard as you're working to even hold back in some senses and just, you know, literally stand at a little bit of a distance and finesse. So I really love that, Travla, about, you know, what you've captured in this song, you know, relative to some of the other ones that you've written, which I equally enjoy, about just grinding, which I think sometimes is what I do a little better. I don't know how to finesse as well. I'm trying to learn. So anyway, Travla, that what a great song, and let's kind of switch to another topic. So before we go on to the next song, you know, one of the things that I think is so wonderful about the artistic community is how incredibly they collaborate. We're going to talk a little bit, you know, more about some of our sponsors this evening, but we have been, you know, a witness to and a part of, you know, some really incredible collaborations. And actually, just to really quickly, I'm gonna switch over to a couple thank yous for our buddy C4 and Moses and everybody. So yeah, why don't you bring up the go for it, Travla. Let's bring up. So this is an example in my mind of an outstanding collaboration. So this is an event that we went to earlier this week. It's called Kickfest, and this is a number of the hosts of Kickfest, you know, supporting, collaborating, you know, working together. We had just an incredible time with our friend from Echo Me, Moses from Kickfest, C4 the Bad Wolf. And given that we have C4 in the studio right now, C4, do you just want to, you know, jump in here and give a quick hello and a shout out and just, you know, say hi to everybody? And I just wanted to quickly thank you actually for just doing such a great job and establishing such great collaboration amongst so many people.
Well, I thank you. Thank you guys, Nick. Co-Create is kind of a very unique and unified idea in a lot of things I'm doing. So I thank you guys for the opportunity to kind of, you know, be a part of this thing. And yeah, thank the whole crew. Thank Moses for putting that whole thing together. You know, it was a really awesome show, really good opportunity to kind of just build on everything that we're doing together. We created some unique bonds that day, so it was really good. Yeah. And
then awesome. Let's talk a little bit about this cipher that you have been supporting as well. So I have never been a part of a cipher. I thought it meant something totally different, but I guess there's an actual, you know, kind of a thing called a cipher. And you want to just talk a little bit about that, C4?
Yeah, a little bit about it. Yeah, so if you ever hear the word cipher when it comes to the hip hop community or the urban community, what it's relating to is a circle of, you know, artists, lyricists, just people freestyling, man, and just really getting in the zone. It's a nice place to kind of practice and sharpen your tools. It's a good place to kind of get out emotions, get feelings out, and get thoughts out. Kind of just, you know, build that camaraderie, and it's really good. It's a nice moment, and I'm glad you got to experience that as well.
Yeah, it was.
And, shouts out to Bridgeside Bars, everybody over there, Aaron and Luke, for putting that on there. They do it once a month. We want to keep it going, and it's building a nice community. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it really was incredible, and I just wanted to quickly highlight the fact that, I mean, literally people brought out everything. I mean, people were playing the trombone, you know, people were singing, you know, dancing, you know, standing on top of things, you know, to get a better view, hanging out in Graffiti Alley. You know, it was really a really unique experience and something that I was so thrilled to be a part of. So, C4, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We look forward to more events in Boston. C4's been you know, working with the street teams, getting everybody going, and you know, building hype for all the stuff that we have coming through. So that being said, Travla, let's get back to collaboration. Collaboration specifically amongst artists. Do you want to just talk a little bit about, you know, what it means to you to collaborate with other artists in creating something?
Yeah, just collaboration is just a beautiful process. It's something that I look and enjoy to do, and that's basically all I like to say on that one.
All right. Well, with that note, let's listen to a collaboration between Travla and Sims. So Sims is a part of Doomtree, which is shout out Doomtree, which is
popular, y'all.
Which is an awesome group from Minnesota. You know, they are a spectacular hip hop, you know, vocals organization. You know, shout out to Dessa. We met a couple times. I'm thrilled by the progression of your career as well. So let's just listen to some Sims and some Travla, and hopefully I got the time right.
No getaway plan. You'll thrash your boy, smirk and destroy. Burn till it's ash, make all the noise. Since younger days, batons stay composed. Take all the weight, ain't nothing no. I know these terms like the back of my hands. They still surprise like the lines on my face. Enter Minneapolis, inner city, outer space. Still a kid in many ways, ripping through the alleyways. Switch alley, flip folly. Get right or get left, go big or get bodied. Mind interface, body freak polygams. Look liar in his tooth while he beats polygraphs.
So that was a nice introduction to Sims, who Travla collaborates with. So let's get Travla on this track. Should come up in a second.
No getaway plan.
It's no getaway. Even though I see the interstate going hard as I innovate. Plugged into the interface, compelling where the music takes you. Derailing everything to break through. Realize this is all without any other options that I can recall. But we'll reach the finish line, intertwined with the life that we find. Reaching for the stars, still living blind. But keep the pace as you walk with the times. We break in but break out. No detour, no new routes. Yeah, knew it always existed. Now I'm enlisted.
All right, so let's stop it there just for a second. So ultimately, I identify really well with this song. I love the line, no detour, no new routes. You know, when you're out there and you're building something and you figure out what that secret sauce is, and, you know, ultimately you're on a mission to get something done, right? No detours, no new routes, you know, we're making it happen. And actually, what's really funny is even before meeting you, Travla, one of our drivers, his name is Richard Roberts. He's an incredible driver. He's been driving, you know, very literally his whole life, you know, 16 and older. But he has been a commercial driver for a very long time. And I remember, you know, basically pointing down a street, you know, here in Cambridge, and I said, let's just go down there. And Richard said, you know, absolutely, positively not, right? In a giant bus, there's no, let's just go down there, right? No detours, no new routes. Right, you do what you plan to do, and you kick ass doing it. And so, you know, maybe do you just want to comment a little bit, Travla, on what that idea means for you in the course of your career, and then in the production of your artwork?
Yeah, like you just basically explained, no detours, no new routes. It's basically all the stuff that I've concocted together in order to create what I've created in myself and in the music that I produce, and that's basically exactly what you just said.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Travla. And you know, with that, let's switch real quick to thank some of our sponsors and some of the people who have really you know, gone out of their way to help us. So first, what I'd love to do is just talk about some of the people who've really helped us with our bus. This is a spectacular site. This is the entire front end of a tractor trailer that is literally turned vertically and is held, you know, right side up inside of the bay of our mechanics here in Boston. So first, let's give out a shout out to C&J Bus from Minnesota that ultimately got us on the road to get out here to Boston. And we were able to make it, you know, successfully, safely, you know, tour around and do very well. And then let's give a really big shout out to our buddies, you know, R&D Truck Repair, specifically to Rick and to Tom, who just have been doing incredible work with our bus in here in Boston. They have been, you know, welding the frame with Pogurski Welding. Joe and Joe, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much to Jonathan at All Steel Fabrication out in Western Mass. You know, he literally like made the piece of metal with his friend Dave, you know, early in the morning to enable us to get our bus frame welded. And, you know, I just can't even say, you know, even in the heat wave, how appreciative we are of Tom, who's been, you know, under the bus and on the bus and around the bus, you know, really making it happen. And just to, you know, quickly, you know, again, echo how appreciative we are. You know, our buddy Rick, who owns R&D Truck Repair, he fixed our bus actually last time when we had a serious battery issue. And so we now owe him really for two in terms of, you know, getting us to be where we needed to be in terms of, you know, making our bus operate safely. Because you can't do anything if you can't operate safely. And there have been times where, you know, we really needed to, think hard about, whether or not we were capable of, making the next investment, to do what we do the right way. And so there's a couple times where we could have been out of business. But people like JD and Rick and Tom and the entire crew have been enormously helpful. Here's our buddy Mac. Oh yeah, he's got a new T-shirt on. Oh, fantastic. So anyway, so thank you so much to them. And then also let's give a quick shout out to the MIT Sailing Pavilion, who invited us to go sailing this week. To Sigma Chi, who just keeps crushing it in terms of inviting us to participate in bigger and badder things. We got obviously Kickfest and Moses. And let's give a quick shout out to there's our buddy from Echo Me. So let's just give a quick shout out to again Moses with his hashtag Unity amongst creators that we're using all through the Hyde Skate Park event. And now, as some might say, on to a main event. Travla, let's talk about Cash It. That is one of your really popular songs. People love it. Do you want to give a couple words about it until we get going with it?
Sure, man. Cash It just came out of heaven.
Where great things come from. So anyway, just to kind of tell everybody what Cash It means to me. So basically, when you're out doing what you do and you're working super hard, and you're just trying to produce for everybody around you, there are times when you just say to yourself and to the world around you, I just want the check. And so to me, Cash It is really about that personal gratification, right? The good feeling that it is to be rewarded, and to ultimately to kind of realize the control, if you will, of the success that you're trying to create. So with no further ado, let's bust out a quick Sigma Chi favorite, Cash It.
I just want the check.
Should we all get, you guys all dance?
I just want the check. Take it to the bank and cash it. Or I might make a deposit. I spend that money faster. We live with no regrets. And party to the morning. I just want the check. Take it to the bank and cash it. Every day's a hustle. I hop up out the bed. I live for every second. Go and get this in my head. We live in a society that shows you how to play.
All right, so we're gonna slow it down on Cash It for a second. You just can't stop it. The other night we actually played that song. I think Travla, you performed that 5 times.
5 times. Yeah.
5 times. All right, and so we're running out of time here, but we're gonna end the day on Up, and we've been shouting out to Echo Me all night, so super cool. And let's get a little up for the end of the night. Oh, and we have a call.
3.
Hello.
Sometimes
Who's calling?
just gotta learn from your mistakes.
Hello.
Your dreams, follow your goals. It's a celebration cause we unifying worlds. I'm feeling like it's all a part of keeping things thorough. As I continue on my journey, no hard feelings for the ones who burn me. It was often just my karma anyways. I'm a troubled young adult with a lot of ignorance that I displayed. I was taught by the gangways and the trap house. Marsburg pump that'll blow it back out. Certain things who I call uncle aunties, sneaking on my enemies like a movie scene. Nightmares from the same screams, but we all gotta accept it's far in between. You ain't talking gang, I don't know what you mean. I gotta get mine, so pardon me. I'ma still do my
All right, so we're gonna wind this one down just for a second before we kick it back up again. So Travla, talk about Up and what Up is to you.
Yeah, up just means no matter what happens to me in life. I'm gonna be up. That should be the same feeling that everyone else in the world should have. I'm gonna be up, regardless what the situation is. It doesn't matter. You just know eventually you'll be up.
And as an entrepreneur and as a person who's, again, trying to create value in the world, I have to say that, a song like that, really helps me to remind me, when I'm not feeling the best, that there's a long way up, and, great new feelings and new experiences, that, I can have and that everybody can have, if we keep to our mission and if we keep, working our butts off. I would say that, for me, Up as well is about, really a vision, right? It's really about a vision, of people being on top, and people helping each other and saying thank you, and creating the type of life for themselves and for everyone I think that we all deserve, as good human beings. So Travla, thank you so much for Up, and I think should we just, what do we got? Another minute? About? So I think we should roll it, and let's just play it out and have a party. So here we go.
I'ma still do my thing. Let the music take you to another place. Ain't no sense in being sorry.
All right, everybody get in here.
No mistakes and some things that we can't change, but we learn from as we move forward, trying to get away. But I get it now. I'm just a chosen child, living in the now, trying to shoot from downtown. No rebound. I can sketch my life with resistance, but in turn I'd have no existence. So I'm trying to make the picture more clear. Gotta find the balance, but it's so much racket in my ear that I can't even hear. And when I turn, it be right there. But I'ma show them up, give them what it is, the outcomes. You ain't talking game. I don't know what you mean. I gotta get mine, so pardon me. I'ma still do my thing. I'm about to be up. I'ma still do my thing. I'm about to be up. I'ma still do my thing. If you ain't talking game,
We are literally live on TV.
I gotta get mine, so pardon me. I'ma still do my thing. I'm about to be up. I'ma still do my thing. I'm about to be up.
I kept hitting my mouse.
That's what I'm talking about, bringing communities together.